Alright, I did it. I beat my first Final Fantasy ever. And spoilers, I did like it. I did play a Final Fantasy before this, and Final Fantasy fans are probably, I don't know, but probably not gonna like this. But I played Final Fantasy 15 first, but I never beat that game because I played it on Xbox One back when I had one, and you know, the 30 frames, all that, and not to be like an elitist or whatever, but you know, if you play it in higher frames, you will. It came out on Windows 10. I was like, all right, peace out. I bought it on there, never beat it. So, because I had to like restart and everything, and I was pretty deep on Xbox One, so yeah, that was a thing. But so I beat my first ever Final Fantasy. It was the 7 remake. Only my second ever played Final Fantasy. I just beat it last night. Stayed up till like 4 a.m. to beat it and everything, and thought I would make a video just talking about my thoughts, my experience, and everything like that. So stick around and, you know, like the video, subscribe, all that if you're enjoying the content, and definitely let me know down below if you like this kind of stuff, because I do plan on trying it with more games that I play off camera or maybe even on camera after the fact of the playthrough. Let me know what you think of the video, or if there's anything I can do better down below, because this is a very new channel and I'm very new to doing all of this. And let me know what you think of Final Fantasy VII Remake, or if there's anything I am getting wrong or whatever, because I'm very new to Final Fantasy. Let me know down below. Anyways, let's get on with it. So we'll start with surface level, dive deeper as we get into it. Surface level is in like graphics, audio, voices, music, UI, stuff like that. And to get into it, I mean, of course, the graphics, I mean, do I really have to say anything? This game is so beautiful. Holy crap. Every time there were cutscenes, I was like a girl infatuated with a guy's eyes. Like I just, that was just how I felt. Like the faces, the animations, everything is so gorgeous. And I know that's like the hair physics and stuff, that's like what Final Fantasy is like kind of iconic for. But oh, man, it is so amazing to see every single time. You never ever get tired of it. At least for me, it was constant awe. The voice acting was incredible in this game. I appreciated it a lot. It was just great. I mean, the characters all just always felt like their characters and never broke from it, which was amazing. The music slapped at pretty much every turn. You know, some things, some tracks definitely hitting more than others for me. There's this one track that plays, you're like in a tunnel where there's like a road and stuff, and you gotta work with like the robot arms and all that. The passage from, I think, like, I don't even remember. I think it's Sector 7 to 5. I know I said I just beat it last night, but I'm not. If you've watched my other stuff, I am oblivious to things, and I'm not good at paying attention to where or who I am or whatever. So keep that in mind as the video goes on as well, okay? Because like, I can be pretty damn oblivious even when I'm trying to pay attention. So yeah, but the music slapped. I'll have the track. I'll look it up and play it in the background, and maybe even give you a little louder snippet. UI is sexy. I love this UI. I mean, the little down to the little sounds it makes when you're just like moving around in it. I know it's so simple and basic, but I just love it. I love the UI. I loved opening the menus. It was just so satisfying, to be honest. So now we'll dive a little deeper and we'll get into the gameplay, which people probably won't like what I have to say about this, because I genuinely just didn't. My heels just did not dig into the gameplay. Like I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. And it's like, you know, you probably are like, why would you even play or beat this game at that point? Which I'll get into after. But the gameplay, it just did not bring me in. It didn't grab me at all. Like the fighting and stuff, it just, I personally, after about halfway through the game, just found myself not enjoying the combat and kind of just getting old, because it's a lot of just a one button combat system where you're just pressing square to just swing your sword. And I know there is more to it, like the menu where you know, can use your abilities and then use your spells, and there's like a dodge and stuff. But I don't know, maybe it could be an unfair assessment on my end, because I did find that I would kind of get like I would just not pay enough attention to the equipment side of things, and you know, the materia and like leveling up your weapons and all that. And I know that like probably plays a big part. The thing that really kept me going in the gameplay, in the combat system, honestly, was just being able to switch the characters. When I could play as Tifa or Barrett, those were like my two favorite characters to be playing as. Even though it's like, you know, button wise the same, I found them to be more fun for some reason. I don't know why. I liked Barrett because he had the range, and yeah, I mean, Barrett had range, so I just enjoyed that aspect of him, because I could actually hit some targets that sometimes were very annoying as Cloud. And then Tifa, I actually really liked playing as her, because she was just a brawler. Like she's like the Little Mac of Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if that's a terrible analogy, but I just like, I was just constantly throwing that 1-2 punch, and just it was so fun. And then she had the unbridled strength ability to just make herself even stronger, and it was really cool. So, you know, there was some aspects of the gameplay that kind of would breathe new life into it for me when I could play as those other characters and get into that. But overall, even when I could play as the new characters, there was times where I'm just like, all right, let me get to the next part of the story. And maybe that's where things come in, because, and we'll talk about that now. The characters, man, the characters are so good. That is what kept me going. The characters in the story is what kept me going in this game. I just loved all the characters. I kind of just immediately gravitated to them, and Cloud I just wasn't expecting to be the character that he is, to be honest. Especially in the beginning, it threw me off. I don't know why I was not, I don't know what I was expecting Cloud to be like, but I don't know, I just expected him to be not so cold. But I ended up loving it. Like in the beginning he was, and that's the thing, is like the character development is what I think I really liked, because, and they did such a good job of it. Like Cloud in the beginning was just so cold, and like had that, I think as Tifa put it in the beginning of the game, in the Sector 7 slums when he's in his room or whatever, she was like, he had that hard edge. And after that mission that he goes on with Jessie, when she asks to go on that like personal mission of hers, he kind of loses it. He kind of softens up and, you know, opens up really. And like, I just thought that was so cool. Like that was, especially that mission was where I really started to gravitate towards the characters, and like Biggs and Wedge and Jessie. Like that was like, wow, okay, these at first I kind of thought they were like a little cheesy, but then but after that mission I really liked those characters, and I was like, oh my god, damn, I need more of this. Like I need more of these characters in here, you know. It's just that character development, man. It felt like every mission your characters all, just through purely fighting together and getting through shit together, hardships, you know, surviving, they just found themselves enjoying being around each other. Really, I mean, it was so funny it's just so cool because like in the beginning, you know, Cloud's always like, where's the money, you know, when people want his help, and then it kind of at the end, like there was a part where Barrett's like, I'm going here or whatever, like, you know, you gotta come with me or whatever, and Cloud just is like, yeah, of course I will, you know. And that's just so different from the beginning, where Cloud was just so hard-edged and didn't really, I mean, even toward the end he was still quiet, of course, but in the beginning he just was like, pay me. That was it. So anyways, yeah, the characters were an absolute blast, and I apologize if this is a little rambly and loose, but I'm trying to keep the video loose. Again, let me know down in the comments down below, you know, your feedback of the video. It's super appreciated. So anyways, let's move on to the story, which, you know, obviously ties in with the characters. The story, again, I loved it. I, as a first ever time Final Fantasy completer, was very confused. And I don't know if I was supposed, that's the thing, is that, like, it's like confusion on confusion, because I don't know if I was supposed to be confused or if I was supposed to know characters, because again, I never played one before this, aside from 15, which I know is like super disconnected, so that doesn't even matter. And I've just, yeah, this is the first one I ever beat. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to even speak on it because I just don't know, like Sephiroth, like what was there a game where they actually faced off before? Like, I literally don't know. And I try not to look stuff up because I do intend to play every Final Fantasy, which I know this is a weird place to start, but it's just one that I have. So I just did it. I was like, it's in my backlog, like I need to beat this game. And like, you know, I started it like forever ago, but just never beat it. Noticing the trend? Yeah, I'm definitely a person with backlog. So anyways, so I just never beat it. So I finally came back to it. I was like, no, I need to beat this game because it is good. Like I could tell right from, I only got to like chapter 4, I think, initially. So I just restarted because I was like, I don't really remember much, and I was on chapter 4, which wasn't as far as I thought it was when I came back to the game. Because there's, you know, there's 18 chapters, and some of them get pretty long. So yeah, there was, you know, just a lot of confusion for me, but at the same time, I was going through it and I was starting to understand things. Like, I had no idea what Mako was, and you know, I went through it and I learned that that's what Materia was. Materia is Mako in this little orb thing, and it has apparently a bunch of uses because you can put it in your weapons, and that's how you kind of like upgrade a little bit and stuff like that. But then Mako is like essentially like the lifeblood of a planet, like essentially like oil or something, where it's used to just power all the houses and everything. It's just used for anything and everything. And that's kind of what the game is mainly about, is Mako and this company Shinra that is, you know, trying to basically just use it and get it for, like, I don't know, all sorts of crap. So again, I'm just an oblivious person, so I just, even when I'm trying to pay attention, I'm oblivious. And I just I miss out on things. So I don't know if, you know, I missed out on a thing or two, or if there's a game I need to play before it. I have tried to look almost nothing up to see if my confusion is correct or not. I know that Crisis Core is the one that came out after this, so I do intend to pick it up eventually. It's $50. I kind of want to wait for a sale. I also am looking at the bundle on Steam of Final Fantasy 1 through 6, which I know like a lot of the Final Fantasies are disconnected. I think 7 is kind of like a series of its own essentially now, especially with the remakes, because I know they split it. And let me know down below what you guys think about that, because I read it, I looked that up, and I read a little bit talking about how, I guess, like, they supposedly split it up to kind of keep, essentially, quality over quantity, essentially, where quantity would be, you know, the game is huge, but we had to kind of die down some things, where like, you know, where like Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade was really high quality, like really high quality game. I cannot deny that. So if that truly is the reason, I definitely would take the split of the game, because the graphics, everything I just talked about is really freaking good. This game is really high quality game in my opinion. Not even in my opinion, it just is. So, I don't know, let me know down below what you guys think of the split of Final Fantasy VII. But I know Crisis Core is pretty much the next one. I read online that it definitely fills in some gaps, and it sounds like with the remake, because I know they changed some story beats and whatnot, it sounds more like it'll probably be less of just filling in the gaps and more of a connection than what it used to be, which is fine with me. I mean, I don't know, I haven't played the originals, so I don't know how the I have no idea how the Final Fantasy crowd or community is, or what they like or dislike, if they approve of the remake or not. I think they do. I do. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling, but basically I really like this game. In a short summary, I really love this game. The characters and story is absolutely what kept me going even when I just wasn't feeling the gameplay. The story and characters are just that good. I 100% recommend this game, even if you've never played a Final Fantasy before. If you look at the gameplay or anything and it just grabs you, then I definitely recommend giving it a shot. I think it's worth the money. So yeah, let me know, what you guys think, and I'd really love to hear from you guys. As I keep saying, let me know what you think down below of this and that. I'm so curious. I'm gonna have to look it up eventually, but I'm afraid to look things up because I really want to go into this series blind, essentially, and just get my own thoughts and opinions first. But yeah, before I end it off, I am looking at the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 bundle on Steam. It's like $75 for all of them, which isn't bad, but I would rather get it on sale. I'm kind of mad at myself because there was just a huge spring sale on Steam, and I did not get anything. I got into Final Fantasy like almost right after the sale hit. I started playing 7, and I was like, oh man, what if I got 1 through 6? And saw them all on Steam in a bundle. I was like, oh, I just missed the sale. I'm still kind of kicking myself for that, because I would have really loved it, especially because I have a Steam Deck, so those pixel art games are just absolutely perfect for that. So I could be out and just enjoying it, and I'm very excited to play some turn-based Final Fantasy. Let me know what you think of the video. I will definitely be doing more Final Fantasy videos. Thank you all so much, and especially anybody who leaves a comment down below with any feedback on the video, anything. Just tell me anything that what you liked about the game, what you didn't like about the game, what you liked about my video, what you didn't like about my video, anything. Let me know. I am very curious what y'all think. So let me know down below. I am YourSTATISTACS. I try to upload twice a week. I go to school. I am in the midst of getting a new job, so not super busy, but I'm busy enough, so I only upload twice a week. And I usually just do gameplay stuff, but I want to do more like retrospective kind of thing, talking about games, connecting with anybody out there that has interest in said games that I'm talking about. So if you enjoyed, get subbed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. This is YourSTATISTACS, out.